Hey everyone, and welcome back to AK Expenses Tracker. After we have finalized working with wallets, of course server side, right now we want to move to client side and to not client side, to the transaction side. And this is going to be like a little bit fun. But before talking about the actual logic that's going to add or insert a new transaction to the system, we need to make sure that transactions have attachments. So our system deals with attachments. So we need to figure out a new or a good way to handle the attachments overall in the system, client side and server side. And for this, before we start talking about the technical details, I want to show you the experience we want to reach. When the customer tries to add a new transaction, he wants to define the amount, the description, and the wallet, for example. There is many other things, but this is not our focus. Our focus for now is the attach files. So the customer decides that I want to attach files. Usually some developers, when they attach files, they click add, and then when they click save, they send all this data in a form. So this is what we don't want to do actually. So if the user clicks attach file, this is the required behavior that we want to see from the user. So after he clicks attach, right now he picks like a set of files. The exact moment he picks the file, before even he hit saves, we want to start upload the file, just like what Twitter is doing, just like what Facebook is doing. We send the files directly to the server the moment he clicks attach. So what are the benefits of this? In this case, he doesn't wait to enter all the metadata of the wallet to make sure that this file is valid or no, because we want to check if this file is the right attachment. If it's an image, we don't need the person to upload like car images. We just want to see some invoices and stuff like that. So we need to make some AI check. Of course, you can ignore it, but it's here for you to train you that you can do that. Attach files using some AI and use some AI capabilities existing in Azure. So it will directly start be uploading. After that, there is going to be some AI check. If the image is valid, it will be uploaded. Before even he clicks save, like he click attach, the file started to be uploaded and he can fill the rest of the images. Then he decided, okay, I wanna remove this. I don't need this anymore. So all that he can do is just click the delete button and it will be removed. But it will be removed only client side. We don't need to make a server side request to remove it. It is just a client side. How it's going to be handled server side, we are going to talk about that in a bit. But he clicks X the user and boom, it's removed in a millisecond. There is no wait, no loading, no stuff like that. Then he wants to add more. He can click attach files and add more and more. So this is infinite flexibility, right? Now when he finishes, he just clicks save and we take not the attachments themselves, because the attachments have been uploaded already. We just take their IDs or their URLs, we will see. And when he clicks save, we just basically get transaction saved. So what we push to the server is a JSON object that contains the metadata of the transaction in addition to the URLs of the attachments. So this is how we want things to happen client side. Right now, or from a user experience perspective, right now let's go server side and talk about the architecture that we have to get this implemented. So this is the client, this is the mobile app, and this is our API gateway that hides all the Azure functions behind it. And here we have an Azure function called upload attachment. So the first step happens is that the user picks an attachment. The moment he picks it, the attachment gets uploaded. So this is the first step. This attachment receives, this function receives that attachment and it's of type HTTP trigger. So what happens is, the first thing, it validates the content of this using a computer vision API to check the content of the image. If it's an image, it could be a PDF, it could be a Word file or an Excel sheet, we don't care. But if it's an image, we need to make some API check because we don't need useless images to be in the system. And we don't need an expert to actually open the images of the users and to check if this is not valid to remove it. We can use AI to do that for us. You can ignore this check. I have added it just to show you how you can do that and how you can use the computer vision API. After this, if this returns that this image is not valid, we're going to return a failure for the user. So his process of uploading the attachment is not getting affected. All what he want to do is just upload another image, while all the content he fills in the form is still there, right? Now let's suppose that the image is valid. So we go to the step 3, which is storing this image in a blob storage, and store the URL of the image with its ID in a temp attachment container in our cosmosdb. So we store them over there with the date and the user who uploaded this attachment. So we have the attachment URL, the date, the ID, and the user ID who uploaded this attachment. And then we retrieve to the user attachment ID and URL. The process that you have seen in here, where we are uploading functions like in this one, they are happening like one by one. So the Azure function doesn't take set of files, it takes one at a time. So if he uploads 4 attachments, we go over them, we iterate over them client side and upload the first one, wait for its result, the second one, as you have just seen basically. If we do that, then the user hit it. So one by one. So then what's going to happen in here, we retrieve the attachment ID and the URL to the client and done. So he can continue click the save or continue filling out the metadata, and we have a very similar experience to Facebook and Twitter, how you upload. When you click add a post, you add an image and it directly gets uploaded, and you can remove it without noticing that it gets removed. So now we have an important question. What about this image? Like, user uploads an image but he didn't use it. Like, he uploaded the image and then he clicked remove. Client side. Server side, we didn't remove it, right? So what is going to happen? Basically, when the user clicks the save button to save a transaction, what we want to do is we want to go to the temp attachments and mark this as used picture. So, or used attachment, like this one is used. Maybe you can remove it from the cosmosdb attachment container, item container, and we use it in the transaction JSON document. The remaining ones, so he uploaded 4 attachments and he removed 1. How we're going to know that this one is not used? Because it's stored in here. So we create another Azure function that's based on a timer trigger that runs every like 6 hours, for example. And what it does, every 6 hours it runs and it goes to the cosmosdb and tells it, give me all the attachments uploaded 6 hours and before, because maybe he didn't finish the process yet of the work, or maybe he keeps the UI open. Only the 6 hours or before. You can make it 24, you can make it 2 hours, it depends. This is just an example. Bring them, so we will have like 1 attachment only, because when he uploaded in our example in here, when he uploaded this data, he actually uploaded 4 documents and then he removed 1 of them, right? So he uploaded only 3, so 1 remaining unused. So when this function gets called, retrieve all after. So after we make these calls, we will have that attachment that's not being uploaded. Of course, that's we are talking about here in our example about 1 user, but in reality we're going to have many users, and this will cover like all the attachment that's not used across the system, maybe among 1 million users. Like every user leaves 1 or 2 attachments, maybe all of them, they upload 1 attachment and they use it. It depends. Any attachment that's not used, it takes by the function and then it goes to the Blob storage and just remove it and mark it here as removed and done. So in this case, we always have the data that's actually used in the system. We don't store anything that's the user didn't want us to store. And we have a very valuable user experience, and we have a very cloud architecture that actually supports scaling. If we have one attachment, 2 attachments, 1 million attachments, everything is fine. Everything is stored correctly and being processed perfectly. So this is the next thing that we want to write in the code. And also one more advantage that I want to mention is that all the attachments in the system is being processed by 1 function. We don't need to write an upload functionality in every Azure function that we have that requires upload, like update, or for example, update transaction or add transaction. We don't need to do that in many places. 1 function is responsible for everything. It's very centralized. We can change the code whenever we want without affecting other work. And we can validate, we can add, you can do many things over here if you want. And this cleaning is going to clean all the data that's we don't need in our system. for our users. So this is the general architecture. I hope that you understand it, or if you have any suggestion that you want to recommend for us, you can put it in the comment section below. And yeah, the next session we're going to start writing the code of the upload attachment function, and then we are going to move to the computer vision one, and then for the clean and use attachments. We are going to test all of that using Postman, and after that, when the .NET MAUI project gets started, we are going to just simulate that call. So I hope you liked this idea and you enjoyed it. And of course, the most important is that you understood it correctly. And if you don't, please put your questions in the comment section. I'll make sure to answer as quickly as possible. And let's go ahead and get started writing some code. Thank you.